Hello YouTube, this is going to be a video of the benefits of DCC. Well, let's start with basically what DCC is. DCC stands for Digital Command Control. That being said, it's digital, it's not analog. Like, the kind of transformer you'd get in a starter set is considered what I consider to be analog. All you do is control track power, not what the locomotive does. Both DCC, the transformer, well, this is actually a booster and command station built in one, and it has a throttle spread out on top of it. So, but what this does is it constantly powers the track, but since everything I run, minus with few exceptions, has a decoder in it, or a sound decoder. And what that decoder does is it controls the locomotive, because through a throttle or a command station like this, you can call up the locomotive's decoder and tell the locomotive what to do, while the entire time the track has power. And you can have other trains on the track that you can control them separately. That's probably by far the main thing about DCC that's beneficial. You control the trains, not the track. Now I'll go into sounds. Sounds model trains have definitely evolved. DCC has helped, DCS from mics has helped, TMCC, Legacy, all the command systems have helped. HO scale, it's a little different, because HO scale it's kind of evolved later, while with O scale the sounds come earlier in years. But O scale sound basically started out as you got a horn, whistle, and occasionally some Siemens would have chugging, or diesels would have roaring of the motor. But now it's really evolved in the O scale. Like, look at most of Mike's stuff, the new PS3 stuff, PS2, even some of the PS1 sounds 100% more realistic. Well, for example, here's a PS3 SC70M-2 by Mike. The sounds are, you'd never expect something. Like 50 years ago, if you said, oh, I'd never, well, 50 years ago, that puts it in the 60s. But, in the 60s, nobody expected that you'd have this realistic of sounds. You just expected having maybe a whistle tender on the train, or occasionally some other sounds. Whether they're intended in the locomotive or not, it's another story. But, yeah, the sounds have definitely evolved. And what that is, you can control whatever you want. You can control everything from ditch lights up in the front, which I forget how to turn them. You can control cab lights, you can control all this stuff. And with DC power, you wouldn't be able to do that. AC power, you won't be able to either for 3-row. Yeah, just, if you're thinking of going with something, if you want to be able to get more out of your trains, definitely go with DCC, whatever you do. Like Digitrax, they were smart when they made this effort, because it's a lot more appealing to someone that's coming from a regular on-off transformer that does the track only, because it looks like one of them, but it has all the built-in features of a great throttle. And it's only 3-amp booster, but it's still nice. Besides that, yeah, DCC is the way to go. I suggest Digitrax mainly because you don't have to go, like with MRC and NCE, you have to go right ahead and buy a wireless throttle and a booster in one. But with Digitrax, you can buy one of these, then you can expand it with tethered throttles and looking at panels and IR stuff and some duplex, and you have a lot more variety. So, if you think about going DCC, go Digitrax, and if you want to get one of these, one of these will probably go for about $150. The new one, the DCS51, not the DCS50 that I have. But definitely don't be afraid to test around with different companies. If you hate Bachmann locomotives now, you might like them mainly because of the fact that they have DCC in them for low price, and they have some that have DCC and sound for ridiculously low price. You don't have to go buying a $300 Mike's Train House locomotive for a $200 Intermountain. But definitely explore around with different companies. And if you see a sound like move for a really good deal, go for it. But yeah, definitely try out DCC. That's the end of this video.